and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in the unspoken love messages from the heart deck today by the amazing Soulmates Twin Flames Inc. to bring in a message from them to you and see what they want to say. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. And just as I'm connected with this, a squirrel just run across the bush there. So I do feel they're gathering information right now and they are working out what to do. In the early reading, we got the message coming through that they are developing their abilities, their ability to gain focus and clarity, to work out and manage their responsibilities and what they need to deal with and take care of. And they are going through that so that they can unlock the door and make changes in their life, because the wood snake is assisting them with being free and starting again in their life. So what do they want to say? Because it will be like a complete fresh start to them, because they've been stuck in all these stagnant energies for so long, and it's going to be a huge change, a huge shift, a whole different way of living for them. Whereas you've done it kind of gradually, and you've stepped into your power gradually. Whereas for them, it's going to be such a big shock to the system. So please try and have compassion, empathy for them. If they've been in a relationship, for example, for like 30, 40 years, and they're coming out of that, they've got to find their own identity again. It's going to be very strange going from a we to an I and then to a me and you. And that's what they're also learning. Or if they've been on their own, it's going to take them a while to get used to being a we. If they've been an I and a me for so long. You know, it's also things with addictions, or they're going through rapid transformation. So they are saying to you, yeah, you don't know the real me. You don't know the real me. And they are really saying this to themselves. You don't know the real me. Who am I? Who am I? What am I doing with my life? They're trying to find their own identity, because I feel many of them, like 90% of them, have just been in things they feel they've been controlled by, programming, conditioning, society, relationships, other people, addictions, jobs, whatever it is. And they've never really took the time to find themselves. And that's where they currently are. They're on this journey of self-discovery and understanding. And who am I? I don't really know the real me. So this is really them looking in the mirror and saying this to themselves. You don't know the real me. It's like their higher self saying this to them. So they're on a journey of self-discovery. And they're also afraid that you don't know who they really are. So they're afraid that you may not like the real them. So this is about their fears and insecurities, about the habits they have that you may not like. And it may be something really small to you, like them leaving shoes by the door. But to them, they're worried that it may be a deal breaker. So they are really thinking about the person they are. They know they want to change because they want to become their real authentic self, the person they were born to be. And they are realizing, wow, I've got to find this person in the mirror. I've got to re-identify with things. I've got to find my true self now. I've got to do this in a new way. I've got to live life in a new way. And they're worried that you may not like that person. They're also worried that you may not like them 24/7. So for example, say if you've just spent a limited amount of time with them, you haven't really spent much time with them at all. And they're worried that you may not like them when you see them all the time, or they may think that you've got an idea of them that they can't live up to. So I feel they're really worried about bringing this in a real way, in a real 24/7, let's live together, let's spend life together way, because they worry that you're going to either get bored and move on, or you're not going to want them. So I feel there's real fear here about you not wanting them, you discarding them when you found out who they really are. And obviously you won't discard them. They just need to discard that part of them that's holding them back from being their true self. I should have told you how I felt. So they're also in regret that they haven't opened up to you, told you how they really felt about you, about their life, about their own emotions and feelings, their dreams, their desires. They want to open up to you. So this is them recognizing they want to make it right. I should have done this. And we can go over the shouldas, the wouldas, the couldas till the cows come home, as they say in England, but it doesn't change anything. What they need to do is take action. So I know I should have told you how I felt. now I want to. It's my intention to do that. So they intend to tell you how they feel about you. They said, I just can't seem to let you go. So they know they can't let you go. They may have tried to. They may have tried to distract themselves with their job or with their karmic situation or with an addiction or a new person or whatever they've done, and they just can't let you go. Because nothing compares to you. No one compares to you. You are irreplaceable in their eyes. Just like you may have tried to move on and you know you can't. So I just can't seem to let you go. So I think now is the time for me to be honest and tell you how I really feel about you. I've tried to let you go. I've tried to deny my feelings, but now I realise what's the point of that. I need to become the authentic version of myself and get to know the real me. And I want you to know that version of me too, even if you don't like that version of me. And whenever I try to reach out to you, I get panic attacks. And I have been connecting with this where they keep checking out. They want to reach out and then they checking out. It's like in the cards when I'm shuffling the cards trying to come out and then it goes back in the deck. So they're letting you know that they have tried to reach out to you, or they've thought about reaching out to you, or they've drafted a message to send to you, or they've got in the car to come to you, or they've been online to find out how much a train ticket or a plane ticket costs to come to you, and then they've had a panic attack. They've had an attack of guilt if they're in a karmic situation, or they've had an attack of nerves because they're just feeling nervous about this. What if you reject me? What if you don't like the real me? What if it's too late? Going through these fears. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I make it worse? What if? And what if is a fear-based energy, and it's created by the ego. So when they get panic attacks, you can also feel that. You may feel that in your heart chakra. So you may actually have heart palpitations, or you may feel like you can't breathe very well, or you may just feel like all the breath's been taken out of your body. Or you may come over a bit dizzy or woozy because you're feeling what they are feeling. Or you may just be feeling the emotion of it, the panic, the nervousness, the fear that's coming over them. You may pick up on that emotionally, energetically, and physically. So I definitely feel you are feeling their emotions, especially if you've been feeling this sense of urgency to perhaps reach out yourself. It's all coming from them. So it's like the angels saying, give them time to calm down, to regroup, to recenter. Where do we go from here? What's next? What do we do now? Where do we go from here? What this is reminding me of is, there's a great episode in Buffy called Once More with Feeling, and I love that. It's one of my favourites. Okay, it's like an episode where they all, like a demon casts a spell on them, so they have to sing and dance, and right at the end, when they overcome the battles, they're all together, and all the truths have come out, and all the they've got all the darkness out. You know, she had to sing about the fact that she wasn't actually in hell when they rescued her, she was in heaven, and it shocked them all. And then they're all standing around, they start singing, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? They start singing it. And then they say, we'll get through it together. And I feel this is really what your person is saying. You know, if I open up to you and let you know all the dark truths in me, where will we go from there? Are you going to actually like the real me? Are you going to want me? If I come to you with nothing, if I've got no money in the bank, or if I walk away from this karmic partner, are you going to be there for me? They're going through their own fears. Where do we go from here? And it's like the angels saying, you'll get through it together. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you'll get through it because you are together. And I don't feel good enough for you. And that's really the problem. That's the wound. And that's nothing to do with you. And that's everything to do with them. Because there's nothing you can do to make them see the worth or value of you more than what you've already done. I'm sure they know exactly the value and the magic that you bring to their life, not only because you've shown them that, but because they feel it and they know it deep inside to the very core of who they are. The reason they don't feel good enough for you is because of their own fears and insecurities. So they don't value themselves enough the way they currently are to be in your life. And that's why they know they've got to change. That's why they're going through this big understanding that I need to become the real me, the person inside of me that knows I am good enough for you, the best version. And it's also remembering this, you know, if they're being cowardly right now, if they are being distant and nervous because they're afraid of making a change, Do you really want that version of them in your life? Of course you don't. You want the masculine in power, the masculine who's strong. You don't want the masculine who's distorting that part of themselves to remain stuck in a karmic cycle or something toxic to them or something that isn't growing their soul. Because that version of them is not the version that will work in alignment with you. Because you're in your power, you're in your divine feminine energy. You're operating as your best version. You're living your authentic truth. You're working your mission and purpose. And until they are ready to match that, you are better off away from them. You're better off single, walking your own path. Because if that's you being in your sovereignty, and that's you knowing your own majesty and your own power. So don't feel like someone else has got a great version of them and you've got nothing, because what they've got isn't the version they're becoming. When your person is with you, they're going to be everything. And they give me fear, so let go of your fear. So definitely they want to approach you. They've already thought about reaching out, but they had a panic attack because they don't feel good enough for you and they're worried that you won't like them. But really that's because they're not liking themselves right now and they know they need to change. And they're really wanting to come forward and tell you everything. And then they're thinking, well, if I do that, where do we go from here? But they know they can't stay away from you because no matter what they do or where they go or who they connect with, they just can't let you go. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.